What's up, it's PlayStand. Have the Festival in a Box Mystery Booster 2 here. And I thought I would open this while kind of going over how my MagicCon Atlanta went. So yeah, I thought that would be cool. I don't know where I put the promos that came with this. I don't want to find them. Anyway, MagicCon Atlanta. I usually just go to the Vegas ones because I can drive to those, but this one seemed cool also. Let's see. So on Friday, we had Two-Headed Giant, Soul of Theros. Ooh, Chain of Vapor. We had Two-Headed Giant, and that was Spider-Man collector box sealed. Now, when I bought the ticket, $450 seemed much better. Why are these upside down? Because that was like way below like market price for Johnny Dak Faden Smokestack. Not bad. Yeah, it was a lot lower than market price for Spider-Man. It was just about MSRP. But then the set kind of came out and nobody really cared. So it's a little less exciting, but anyway, still cool. And during that, I pulled the Thanos foil Soulstone. Ooh, Zombie Master as our feature site foil. And Wasteland, not bad. Mox Poison. Ooh, I think this one might be worth a little bit. Maybe. So yeah, that's very, very cool. And initially I was like, oh, it's probably like, I don't know, $500. And I'm like, I might use it in a deck, my Sisei CDH deck. It's also, kind of cool to have. I might hang on to it. And then someone else mentioned, yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes for like $1,800. And I'm like, what? Look it up, and yeah, like that's the TCG direct price. It actually sells for closer to like 12 to anywhere from like 12 to 15. We're in a whole bunch of listings, so I decided to sell that. Got $12.50 cash. Pretty good. Definitely can't complain. Arcanus. Is this new art? Anyway, Mardu, Giver Runes. Nice. Pinchy McSting Butt. Nice. So yeah, sold that, got some cash. Definitely pretty nice, can't complain. It was a little funny because the night after I sold it, all the copies got bought out on TCG Player. So it's like, maybe I could have waited. Maybe I could have gotten a little more. Who knows how much they actually would have like gone off that, but anyway, still very, very cool. Jace. Ooh, Sensei's Top. Nice. Madlands. Nice. So yeah, and then Saturday was Duel Commander, and Duel Commander I played Mono White Cloud, the most popular deck right now. It's pretty simple generally, and it's mono white, so you don't have to worry too much about like your land base and stuff like that. Anyway, Bone Crusher, Environmental, Rishidon. There's an ant. So yeah, you can kind of just fetch up, as I smash the camera, you can kind of just fetch up whatever equipment you want. Most popular deck in Duel Commander. I was really torn between that and just Boros, Yoshi Thras. Boros, Yoshi, Bruce. Really doesn't matter too much what the other commander is, because you're most of the time just casting Yoshi on turn 1 anyway, doing that kind of thing. But I'm like, it's pretty good. There is a decent chance that it gets hit in the next ban announcement, so I was like, I'll play it now, enjoy it while I can. Not bad. So yeah, I played not great. Like, I didn't make, like, bad plays necessarily, but one of my issues in general as a player that really, really, really showed during the event is that I really tunnel vision on stuff, and then it leads me to miss other things. Oubliette. So, like, there was a time... Ooh, Elvish and Counterbalance. Not bad, not bad. Like, I had 2 energy with a Guide of Souls out, and I was like, ooh, I can get to 3 and, like, swing safely with whatever if I play Cloud now. So I played Cloud, and I was so focused on getting the 3rd energy that I forgot the ETB, which is, you know, the whole point of the deck, pretty much. So yeah, I did things like that a couple times, which I'm not super proud of. Yeah, like, I missed multiple Cloud ETBs. Part of that, I think I was out of practice because it had been maybe a month, give or take, since I had last played, but yeah. Cogwork. Sabo's Web. Consider playing that in a deck. I think I have another one. Anyway, it was 6 rounds of Swiss, cut to top 8. And I ended up going 5-1 despite me missing triggers. And it was a lot of fun. I saw some cool decks. I was a big fan of the Satya energy deck that I saw. Still, unfortunately, probably just worse than Aragorn, but I thought it was pretty cool. Could do some neat stuff. My one loss ended up being to Secret Commander Nadu, but this one was Bant on Shanna Purifying Blade, I think it is. Game 1 was just turn 3, what's it called? True Name Nemesis, which I couldn't do much against already, and then, so was the Bosters. And then they put 2 counters on it with Scytheclaw Cub, and then it was just I was on a timer and I couldn't do anything. Game 2, they got Nadu and with Lightning Greaves and did the thing, so it's just GG. But it ended up being 5-1. People started drawing once they got 4 wins to try and guarantee their top 8, which makes sense. But unfortunately, I did not really have that option because I was 4-1 going into the last round. And then, even if I wanted to draw, my opponent wanted to play it out, which is totally fair. I think he ended up being top 8 anyway. So he played it out, I won, which put me at 5-1, which put me at the top of the Swiss after that, which is pretty cool. So I ended up making top 8, which is cool, but then I had Modern after that. Modern was at 11 the next day. Top 8 was at 11:30. Ever since I bought the tickets, I knew there was the very real possibility of having those conflict. And initially, what I wanted to do was just grab my top 8 prizing and drop from Duel Commander. But once I actually made top 8, I wanted to go for gold. I wanted to win. Thornbite. I wanted to go for it, so I ended up playing like 2 turns of Modern, grabbed the promos for that, dropped, played, and then went over to play top 8. Ethereal. Oh, I dropped something. I think in top 8, my first match was the Colossal Dreadmaw. Hogak, nice. My first match was the mirror match against another Cloud, and that one just came down to who can get counters on their Umezawa's GT first, and that ended up being me, clearly. It's like, you can't skull clamp anything, because I'll kill it before you do. Blah, blah, blah. Cloud will never actually stick around. So I was glad to have won that. The next one was against Mono White Thelia, and that one There were a couple times when I kind of tried to like bait out the Felia cast to like monetize it or get rid of it or something. Ooh, when's a change? And that ended up working out. I did have another game somehow, because I'm so stupid, at Ocelot Pride, which is insane, and a Guide of Souls, which is insane, especially in cloud, because they're so great to Skull Clamp. And then I forgot to grab Skull Clamp on my cloud ETB, because I tunnel visioned on something else. And he asked at some point, he's like, what'd you grab off cloud, Skull Clamp? And I'm like, nope, nothing. And he's like, kind of like, yeah, right. And then I'm like, no, I really didn't grab anything because I forgot. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm not very smart sometimes. Still ended up winning that. That was another one. I think GTA was pretty good because, you know, Felia can't stick around and blink anything if I have GTA. Ideas unbound. And then I went, ooh, I actually need one of these rending volleys. Then I went to the finals, which was against Aragorn, and apparently, Turner Citadel, nice. Apparently they were the only person playing Aragorn at the whole thing. And against Aragorn, I did make a couple of misplays. I just didn't like drop the land immediately for turn, and then like they played one of the counters that says counter unless they pay 2, and I had 1 and a land in hand, so I couldn't actually pay 2. And I'm like, whoops, maybe I should have played the land first. And then that happened again, which is, you know, nice. Ooh, show and tell. Ooh, display screen. Ew. Ew. So yeah, didn't really learn from the mistake the first time it happened. Yeah, I went 0-2. Didn't mind it at all. I wasn't salty. I was like, you know, if I'm gonna lose to something, it would be Aragorn. I almost came back with a what's it called? Am I stupid? Parallax wave. Almost came back. Not quite. Come on, not bad either. So yeah, got second. I'm pretty happy I decided to participate in the top 8. I did get pulled aside during one of my games. It must have been during the semis by the head judge, just because during the mirror match, the other cloud player had a lion sash with a pure steel paladin out, and pure steel paladin says, you know, your artifacts have stony silence, not bad, equip 0, but lion sash is an artifact creature equipment, so we weren't sure as the players if it could be equipped for 0, because reconfigure, the keyword specifically mentions like it no longer being a creature when you reconfigure to equip it. And so the judge initially ruled that no, you can equip it for 0, but because it's still a creature, it'll just fall off immediately. It didn't really end up mattering, but then later he pulled me aside and said, hey, I gave you an incorrect ruling. Actually, you can still equip it. It's fine. Thankfully, it didn't impact our match, but he's like, I know, you know, because you have pure steel, I can see you have a pure steel out, and, you know, it's relevant. I figured I'd let you know, and I appreciated that. So yeah, got second. Very happy with how that went. Yeah, I'm just opening up Spider-Man. I was thinking of reselling them, but who cares? I'll just open it. I do kind of want Spider-Man. Line binding is at least playable. I don't know what I want out of like the ban list. I know the most recent drop just happened, and it unbanned a bunch of stuff that was banned as commander, or in general. I I like Cloud, but I do like Boros Yoshi much more, I think. I can see that we have like two of the same thing in here. I don't know. I kind of want C2 Black Cassie. Awesome. Ooh, the reanimate though. That's pretty cool. That's a good one. Like Cloud I don't think needs to be nerfed, but if it was to be nerfed, I wouldn't mind, just because it would then... I wouldn't feel like I need to play Cloud. I could play the Boros stuff that I want. I do kind of want something to happen to Aragorn. I don't think Aragorn necessarily needs to be banned as commander, but maybe even just undoing the Blood Moon ban, because it would hurt Aragorn as a 3-color deck. Mouse, Tangle, and J. Jonah Jameson. Food, ooh, the hot dog. Yeah. I want to play a Johnny Nakato Pariah as commander, but I know that's never going to happen, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, that was my Magicon. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoy Duel Commander. I hope it gets more popular over here in the States, because it's not very popular over here, but yeah. I don't think I played bad necessarily, like my decision making, but just some things, like the missed triggers really ended up mattering sometimes. Like I also missed like a Guide of Souls trigger at one point because I was focused on something else, and having one more energy, you know, would have mattered, because I would have, if I remembered that energy, I would have gotten to 3 and actually, you know, been able to do stuff. Or one of my big misplays in top 8 is I moved to equip Cloud with a Jite, but then it was still summoning sick. So yeah, that was 2 mana wasted, and I could have put on something else to get counters on Jite. I think I am. I think I was carried by the deck a little bit, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, me rambling about it, and see you next time. See you later.